Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's nice to see you again, guys. As I promised, I'm coming back with the listening video first, the tips about the topic listening part, topic 2. So I'm not talking about topic 1, I'm talking about topic 2, because this is what you have to write if you are a GKS student. Now, those who are not but still are going for topic, this could be also useful, so stick around. Let's start. So I will sometimes look down because I have everything in here. Let's do it. First, so the listening will be 50 questions. Hypothetically, from 1 until 25 it's the intermediate, and from 25 until 50 it's going to be the advanced level questions. Now, I don't agree with this, to be honest, because as I said in my previous video, I don't think that it's that clear. Sometimes questions in the first part feel much harder to me than in the second part. Not all the time, but sometimes. So even if your teachers tell you, I mean at the beginning, obviously when you don't know anything Korean normally and stuff, yeah, just listen until the 25, and then after that just try to tip or guess the answers. But I suggest everyone to listen until like question 50 after they pass the level 3 in the language school, because I sometimes I get 50% good guesses in the second part because I understand words, so I can put together stuff. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, so we're going to discuss now the types of questions you will get one by one, like group by group, because they will be the questions which always come back in the topic, like the type of questions. I will go through all the questions based on the 50-second topic test paper, okay? So you will find these questions in the 50-second topic test paper. And if you want to download previous topic test papers, then you can download them from the link which is in the description of the video. So the first one is the questions from 1 to 3. It's going to be 2 questions with pictures and 1 with graphs. And this is a short dialogue, and you have to figure out which picture is where this dialogue happens. And in the third question, you will have a text about a graph, and you will have to figure out which graph it is. Here you will have to listen to the keywords only. Those are the most important things, and the picture. And guys, I'm talking from experience, just because in the situational picture, just because the person who talks is not in the picture or not on the picture, it doesn't mean that that picture cannot be right. Okay, I'm just saying this because for some people it's evident. For me, it wasn't, so I messed up 2 of the easiest questions just because I thought that it's not possible if someone talks has to be on the picture. No, they don't have to be on the picture, okay? Just saying. From the 4th until the 8th questions, you will see the following description. 다음 대화를 잘 듣고 이어질 수 있는 말을 고르십시오. Okay, this literally means that you will have to listen to the conversation, and after listening you will have to figure out which is the following sentence, what is the person going to say next. To be honest, this is one of the types of task I hate the most, because for some reason I don't feel like I'm a mind reader, and obviously it should be logical for some people, but this is exactly that type of questions which are not logical for me sometimes, because I wouldn't say that, and it's a cultural difference. So at some point in the topic you have to understand the Korean culture as well, what they would say, because sometimes what they would say is not what I would say as a Hungarian. We are more direct, we are not this, you know. So I don't really like this. I really had to practice this a lot, and I still mess at least one up in these questions, even though these are one of the easiest ones, so it's such a nuisance. Okay, here actually you have to also check the keywords, and you have to listen very well for the last sentence, because this is what you will have to probably continue. So in the like 90% of the cases you will really have to concentrate on the last sentence and the keywords. Okay, from the question 9 to 12 is going to be sound like this. 다음 대화를 잘 듣고 여자가 요소할 행동으로 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. So the following will be that you will hear a discussion, you will hear a dialogue, and you will have to figure out what the man or the woman will do next. It's like the activity. So the question before was what they will say, and now it's going to be what they will do after they finish the conversation. This is also not easy, but I think this is easier a bit than the one before. And here you really have to concentrate first, always circle if it's yoja or namja. In this case it was yojaga, okay? So what the woman will do next. But if it's namjaga, then what the man will do next. And it's important because at the beginning, when I didn't concentrate on who has to do the activity I have to choose, I messed up some of the questions because I, of course they put in what the other, like if it's yoja, then what the namja should do, because it's always two. So I will do this and she will do that, and then you can mess it up. So just first concentrate. Is it a woman who has to do something and you have to choose, or the man? And here, because it's usually about, okay, I will do first this and that, words like 먼저 or 일단 are important. If you hear those, then really listen what comes next, because that's probably what that person has to do first, which means that that person will do that after the dialogue is finished. And one more thing which I remembered, sometimes it can be tricky, because sometimes in the dialogues they can say, oh, well, okay, I will do this and you do that, and then the other person says, no, I will do that and then you will do this. So it gets mixed up. So if you just listen to that and then, oh, okay, I have the answer, then you might get it wrong because it changes. So just listen to the whole try to listen to the whole conversation, and yeah, just concentrate on these problems. So from the question 13 to 16, you will meet with the following question, at least in this test I was analyzing for you guys. 다음을 듣고 내용과 일치하는 것을 고르십시오. Now here you will have to, so the 내용 is the content and the 일치하다 is the 알맞다, so it's like the which fits the content. You have to choose which fits the content. But I will tell you something, it's easier this way. Here you will literally have to only choose what's right. You will have wrong answers and one right. You will have to choose which statement is right. That's all you have to choose. That's all you have to do when you find these questions. Here, no tricks, no tips. Hopefully you understand the keywords, hopefully you can understand the whole dialogue and choose what is right or what is wrong. During listening, I am writing small X's to those which are, okay, this is not true, this is not true, this is true. But for that you really need to read fast. Because guys, I forgot to tell you at the beginning, from question 1 to 20, you will hear the dialogues only once. So if you miss out, you probably won't get the answer right. So from question 1 to 20, you will really have to be there and listen, because they won't repeat it for you. And one more thing, they won't really give you too much time to read the questions. Well, not in advance for sure, and after that you barely have any time to answer. So you will have to listen at the same time and find the answer, to read the text, the sentences, and find the correct answer. I know it sucks. That's why the first 20 for me it should be the easiest ones, you know, but they're still hard because there is not enough time. Next, from 17 to the 20th question, you will hear the following. 다음을 듣고 남자의 중심 생각을 고르십시오. This is really another one which I really hate. This requires you to choose the answer based on what the 남자 여자, so the woman or the man, what their main thought is. So again, I can feel like a mind reader. I mean, if I could have a superpower, then I guess I would love to be a mind reader just for TOPIK. Obviously, you can figure it out if you're good enough, but I can, like, this is also a question where I can get really confused because my logic works different. I would do something else, I would think something else, but with some practice you can ace this question type as well. So here also you have to listen. Is it the yoja or the namja whose main thought you have to figure out? And one more trick for this there is actually a trick, kinda. So you can listen to the whole conversation. You have to listen to the whole conversation, of course, but the 중심 생각, the main idea, the main thought, is usually in the last part of the dialogue. Is usually in the last. It's either the beginning, but mostly in the last part, in the last 1 or 2 sentences. So if you listen to those well, you have a big chance, if you understand that you will be able to answer this question well. This is also one of those questions which will come back later on when you will have 1 dialogue and 2 questions. We will talk about that right now. So from the 21st until the 22nd questions, you will get 1 dialogue and 2 questions regarding that 1 dialogue. You have to answer those 2, but good news, guys, from this point on you will be able to listen to the text 2 times. So first you listen to the text 2 times and you answer the 2 questions. These 2 questions are usually the followings. Let's go like first. For example, it's always the same. 다음을 듣고 물음에 답하십시오. Which basically means that please listen and answer the questions, because you will have 2 questions. And for example, in this case, the question is from 21 to 22 questions. It's 남자의 중심 생각. So as I said, it comes back. It literally came back just like in the 21st question. And then the 내용, the content. But let's talk about those questions which we haven't discussed yet. So from question 23 to 24, you will find the following questions. 남자가 무엇을 하고 있는지 고르십시오. You have to figure out from the dialogue what the man does, but it's 무엇을 하고 있는지, like, you know, 하고 있다, 고 있다 is like doing something right now. So what that person is doing right now, you have to figure out. It's usually like booking a hotel room or calling the restaurant for rescheduling something or choosing the menu or whatever. The thing is what the person does right now, and always be careful, concentrate on is it a namja or a yoja whose action you have to answer in the question. And then the 24th is usually 80% is usually the same. It's the 들은 내용으로 맞는 것을 고르십시오, which is basically what we already discussed, that based on the dialogue, what is the correct answer. So it's right or wrong. You have to choose the right answer from the 4 given sentences, okay? It's always going to be the right answer if it's about the 내용. So from question 27 until 28 doesn't matter because it's 내용 again, it's the content again. But 27 is a new type of question. It says 남자가 여자에게 말하는 의도를 고르십시오. Now 의도 is the intention, is the aim. So you have to figure out it's 남자가 여자에게, so the man to the woman. So what is the intention of the man with what he said to the woman, okay? So this is going to be a question which will come back as well, and it's usually ends with ki vihe. So in order to do something, it's the grammar for in order to do something. So the person, like, you have to find why the man is talking to the woman, what he wants to achieve, what he wants the woman to understand, etc., like this. Okay, the next one can be a bit confusing with there was the question, the 남자 or the 여자 무엇을 하고 있는지, like what does the person do right now, and there is the 남자는 누구인지 맞는 것을 고르십시오. 누구인지, who is the man or the woman, whatever the question asks. Who is the one? 누구인지, who is. Usually you have to find the occupation or the job of the person based on the dialogue. It can be a bit, sometimes it can be not easy, but sometimes if you just read, if you have some time to read the questions after it, like in this case, it's also 내용으로, so it's also like the content, you have to find the right answer. Like most of the time, if I can read the next questions, I can figure out what the person's occupation is. So if you cannot figure it out from the conversation, there is a chance that you can figure it out from the next questions solutions listed. But of course, the best thing is always the first source, the dialogue. Okay, next question is 남자의 태도로 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. So you have to choose the right answer which fits the behavior of the man. So what the man is doing right now, I don't know, like explaining something or having a discussion, or rejecting the idea of the other, or highlighting something, or introducing something, like this. You have to decide. And in this case, if you don't understand the text, but you can understand the words at the end, like the behavior, like what kind of behavior the person is doing, then you can also, like, I got some good answers based on that, because I knew the words, and from the dialogue I could guess what kind of behavior the man had, even though I didn't understand the whole conversation. So you can also guess if you check the ends. The next one, which is a new type of question, is question 33 in the test. 무엇에 대한 내용인지 맞는 것을 고르십시오. And this can be a bit confusing because, as you can see, the next question, the 34th question, is already saying 들은 내용으로 맞는 것을 고르십시오. So what's the difference between the 무엇에 대한 내용인지 and the 들은 내용으로? It's after you understand, it's very easy. So usually when it's about 무엇에 대한 내용인지, it's like what is the whole dialogue, what's the main content of the dialogue, and it's like giving the title to the dialogue. You will have here very short sentences, usually ending with a noun, like method, or I don't know, text or whatever, and it's literally just summary. You will need to find a summary for the whole dialogue. There is no tricks for it, you either get it right or wrong, but for me also the last nouns help a lot, so if you cannot figure out, concentrate mainly in the last nouns, but it can be different for everyone else. So this is the difference between Muosedahan Neong, so it's like a title-ish, the summary, and the Turun Neong is basically still, as I said countless times before, it's the Turun Neong is what you have to find if it's right or not, so you have to find the right answer. Okay, and we don't have much left, hang on guys. There will be a lot of Tumshim Sengak, main, thought, and Neong, and these kind of things, but there are two different questions left for the last sentences. The one is the 39th question, which is 이 단파 앞에 내용으로 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. 이 단파, it doesn't matter, it's just the type of the dialogue, but 앞에 내용으로, here you will have to figure out what happened before. Now you have to see back to the past. You have to see the past now, because you have to figure out what happened in the past, what happened before the whole dialogue happens. So here the first sentence is the most important. You have to listen to the first sentence, because the first sentence will tell you what happened before, or at least give you a hint, and then you can choose. Okay, and the last one, we got to the last one, is the 46th question, which is 여자가 말하는 방식으로 가장 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. Now here, 방식 is like a method, so you have to find what in this case the woman says, what method does the woman talk about. Now these kind of questions can a bit change. It's not going to be method, not for sure. It can be a different reason, what kind of reason the woman or the man talks about, and so on and so on. So these kind of questions can a bit change, but all in all, this is the main how the listening topic looks like. Topic 2, listening looks like. Let's call it Tukki from now on, because we are going to do it in Korean, so let's talk about it in Korean. Well, I don't know about more tricks or tips so far. If I will get to know any, I will post it in my Instagram group, which reminds me, please sign up for my Instagram, because in my Instagram I post pictures about my travels, the food I eat here, the people I meet here, everything else, because usually on the go I don't make videos, it's just not my style, like too many videos, but I really love to make pictures. I am a hobby photographer, so the portfolio page is also down in the link, so check it out, and also check out the Instagram. It's Cultural Transit Subline World, but the link is also in the description. Join guys, and then you can see where I am, what I'm doing, what kind of cities I'm going to, and I'm always posting it with text, what you need to know about that food or that place. So just enjoy it. Thank you for listening to it, and I hope you are waiting for my writing, because the writing will be the next writing video. I hope you will enjoy that as well, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write down below, or follow me on Instagram and send me a message on Instagram. I will try to answer as soon as possible. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening and have an amazing day. Bye.